Go to the UK now, where a very strange story has emerged about a primary school teacher, a ring-in primary school teacher, who came before the class, a biological male who is transgender, presents as a woman, year 2 pupils, by the way, and says to these kids, so they're about 7 years old, so they're somewhat confused about the person who is standing in front of them, and says allegedly to these kids, if you're wondering why I'm so gorgeous, it's because I put makeup on and had a shave. Now, something tells me that the kids were not wondering why this particular individual was looking so gorgeous. They were rather confused why, obviously, a man was standing in front of them dressed as a woman. So the kids went home and said to their parents, something very strange happened at school today, and the parents contacted the school and said, excuse me, why are teachers bringing gender ideology, transgender ideology, into the classroom? To which the school replied, this is the head teacher, Jen Johnson, I want to make it very clear that whilst we were not aware the supply teacher would be sharing this information related to their gender identity ahead of teaching the lessons, we are a tolerant and respectful school, by which the school means no issue here, play on. Now, you can understand why the kids would have been confused, and you can understand why the parents would be upset. They expect that their 7-year-old kids can go to school without having gender ideology shoved down their throat. But it's more than just gender ideology. For a teacher to stand up and make a statement like, in case you're wondering why I'm looking so gorgeous, it's not just a simple, look, you know, you might be wondering why I look like this, I'm transgender, move on. It's the teacher making a real point about, you know, I love being transgender, this is my thing, look how good I am. They're making a show of it. No wonder the kids went home and were like, what the hell was that?
And the school statement is extraordinary, where they say, we weren't aware that this teacher would be sharing about her gender identity. What did they think was going to happen when they've got a bloke who's just had a shave standing there in a dress? Clearly something is going to be said, but then the school don't apologise. They go on to reinforce that we have a policy of tolerance here. And it's always tolerance for the outlier, never tolerance for the mainstream majority of families who just want their children to be able to learn to read and write and you know, add and subtract without being bombarded with gender theory. And you mentioned this, Caleb, but it deserves to be underlined. This was not some public school. This was a Church of England school. Liz, you know your Bible pretty well. Genesis 1:27, he made them male and female. And if you're paying good money to go to that school, it's because you want that kind of education. So when even the Church of England primary school can't be trusted to protect your kids from stuff that you're trying to insulate them from, it doesn't speak well of the education system, certainly in the UK, and we see similar things, sadly, in this country.